Hey guys, what is up? This is Ryan, and I am bringing you a video about the Xbox 720. It is rumored, and the specs have finally been rumored to consist of the 8-core CPU, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 8,880 CPU. And so those were rumored out a couple of days ago through Examiner.com, and there's also a whole bunch of different websites that have been leaking specs. And I haven't known for sure for a while, but what is for sure is that there's going to be an 8-core CPU and 8 gigabytes of RAM, and so that is also a really big hardware boost because the Wii U right now is running on a 2 gigabytes of RAM, and the PS3 is running off 2 gigabytes of RAM, and the 8 gigabytes of RAM should be plenty of memory to meet the next generation's needs. And the 8-core CPU will give it or faster frames per second, so then it can have higher quality games. So then your gameplay can be up in 1080p, and it will also run on Windows 8 kernel, is what they're naming it, or the codename for it is Windows 8, and it will be supplied with a 640 gigabyte hard drive. And that's pretty good. 640 gigabytes. Yeah, that's actually really good. And the rumor is around $400 for this console at the time, like right now, but it could go up and down. And it's going to have a AMD video, or it will have an AMD processor, or not processor. Yeah, yeah, AMD processor. And so it will really have like a higher a higher rate of gaming. The graphics won't be as laggy, and it'll also have where there can be bigger maps with more interesting stuff. So it'll be just as good as the like a PC that you're running a PC game on. And everyone knows that PC games or PCs can usually run hardcore games for the time, and that a lot better than the Xbox can. Like the Battlefield 3 is a lot better on the PC than on the Xbox, and like Diablo 3 and so on. And the Xbox 720 should be the first on shelves out of the PS3 and other debating consoles such as the Steam Box. There possibly could be the Steam Box in March or so, but that is probably not going to be happening. It's most likely going to be in later the year or even in 2014. And the PS3 is or PS4 has already been delayed to 2014 because they just had so many delays with their console. So there's also some rumors like the people are like, oh, you don't know for sure that the Xbox 720 is coming out. Well, usually right now there would already be big name announcements for the next year's titles. Like last year Black Ops 2 was announced the day after Modern Warfare 3 was announced, and it's already in January, and we've heard nothing from Activision and nothing from like EA or anything talking about a game that's going to be coming out in the fall time of the year, which would be probably when the Xbox 720 would be released right around the Christmas. And what is also rumored from it's coming out of Microsoft is that the dev kits have been shipped to gaming companies so they can start testing their game on the new Xbox 720. And also, how the Xbox 720 was leaked or to be confirmed for this year was that Disney actually had a video game that would be coming out for next January, and they wanted to leak it, or they wanted to start advertising for their game in like June or something. So that was actually leaked out that the Disney is making a game for Xbox 720, which doesn't make sense if there's no Xbox 720. So the Xbox 720 will definitely be in this year's title releases. And if it's pushed back, then it's gonna have a big gaming havoc because there'll be no new games for until the Xbox 720 comes out. So that'll be a big deal. But most likely, E3 will show off what the Xbox 720 will do and everything. So that is in like 150 days around. And the codename of the Xbox is the Durango, so you can look that up, and you can possibly find, some different stuff about the Durango if you search it into Google. But it's going to have an AMD graphics hardware, and so that's pretty good. AMD is, they make pretty good graphic chips and such, so that'll be very, very nice. And it's going to be producing 1080p and 60 FPS, or frames per second, and handle the processing overhead required for 3D as well. So that is actually kind of interesting. A 3D 1080 60 frame per second Xbox 720. I don't know if the 3D will actually be any good on the Xbox 720, or it'll just be kind of crappy and no one will use it, kind of like the Kinect. And it'll be the 7000 series of the AMD GPU, so that will also hold up very well with the new console, and that will pretty much be, a really good console for coming out when it will, because it will be just as good as any CPU or any other computer of its time when this drops, because my computer right here I'm using has 8 gigabytes of RAM and not that good of a graphics card at all, and it's pretty good overall. So that is pretty much it. There's also some rumors of a Steam box being released, but nothing has been really confirmed about that. I might bring you guys a video about that, but most likely that is it, you guys. Have a good day. Bye.